Here you go, Noah.
Thank you all very much. My name is Noa Gafni Slaney, and I am a digital strategist, social impact consultant, and fellow of social innovation at the University of Cambridge. And so, given my focus on the digital space, I thought the conversations we've been having today have been really interesting. And obviously, the recent election, Brexit, and other global phenomenon have really led us to think about the role that social media plays in our behaviors on and offline. And so we've been talking a lot about echo chambers, filter bubbles, fake news, and other initiatives that are really harmful on social media. But one thing that we haven't been talking about, and one of the things that I think has been really powerful about social media, is its ability to bring people together. And so I grew up in the States with an Israeli mom and a Chilean father. And actually, when I was growing up, it was very rare to get insight into other cultures. And so every summer when we would visit Israel, it was very interesting to me to see Robbie Williams, who is this international superstar that I'd never heard of in the States. And likewise, my father was a big football fan and would watch the World Cup once every 4 years. And that was just something that wasn't a part of my culture growing up in the States. And nowadays, of course, you can't go anywhere without hearing Shakira. Black Friday, which we know is today, is now a global phenomenon that takes place in London. And of course, there are just many examples of memes and other small elements of culture that are being so porously passed around the world. And one of the reasons for that is social media. And so I believe that this is creating a lot of opportunities for people to engage in a completely different way, and particularly for millennials to engage in a different way as the first generation of digital natives. And so I really believe that millennials are different in three particular ways. The first is that millennials are pragmatic and they're really willing to work within systems to drive change, which I think will be more important than ever. So unlike the baby boomers or Gen X, who have been categorized by a strong desire to really tear the system apart or ignore the system altogether, you have a generation that's coming up now and will be the next generation of leaders who's actually willing to drive change forward using business and government as a tool. So again, really thinking through the ramifications of that, I think, will be really powerful. The second is that this generation is integrated. So millennials are really looking to engage around social causes through all aspects of their lives. They're more interested in the role of social enterprise can play. They're engaging in initiatives such as Movember, which is not only a way to give back to a social cause, but also a social element and something where they can really engage with others in a fun way. And of course, Movember has now tapped into this idea of moving, and sports for social change is a really common element across millennials because people don't see that one aspect of their lives needs to be separated from another. For millennials, it's all, it all counts towards social good. And then the final piece, of course, is that millennials are empowered in a way that previous generations simply couldn't be. And so I think social media has enabled millennials in particular to engage with those in power in a really new and compelling way. And of course, those in power are engaging with the public in a new way as a result. So even though we're seeing many of the negative ramifications of social media these days, I'm still quite positive, and I believe that we all have a role to play in keeping the internet open, because the internet is only as open as the people who use it.